Well, good afternoon, everybody. Today I'm going to talk to you about budget. It's very important if you come to the Philippines here, and I don't care how much money you have, whether you're on the poor side or extremely wealthy. Hopefully, you know how to budget your money, which means scheduling of what can be spent every month on certain items, so you have an idea of the amount of money you're spending, also on the items that you're spending it on. I know I've had to always be concerned about this because I never had that extra amount of money I could just blow. So I always had to be conscious of how I spent it and the items I spent it on. So I'm going to go through what a typical budget would be here for somebody in my position. I'm married, Filipino wife, as all of you know. I have a small farm outside of Burgos, and about what my monthly expenses are to live here. You've already known from a previous video that I have no pension. I strictly live off my Social Security, which is approximately $1,000 a month. It started out 9 years ago. Under that amount, it's a little bit above that amount. I say 1,000. It's just so easy to do the calculations and changing to peso, and that for that particular amount. So I have $1,000 at a 50 peso per dollar exchange rate, which is a little lower than what it is right now, and that, but it'll give you a good idea. So I've got 50,000 pesos to spend during the course of the month. Approximately 10,000 of that, or 200 US dollars, goes for food. That's about, let's see, $50 a week, and that feeds 2 people, sometimes 3 people. Right now we have her brother here. At times we've had her parents here. At times we've had her sister here living with us. So, you know, we're talking 2 to 3 people in order to feed every single month. We do not eat fancy at all. We eat a lot of pork, a lot of hamburger, a lot of rice. If you live in the Philippines and don't eat rice, boy oh boy, like I said, that's just a staple here. So I hope you can get used to it. If you're not used to it, I wasn't. I was not a rice eater at all. I definitely am now, and it's not all that bad, you know. So we don't eat fancy here, but we do eat a decent diet. Okay, meat, vegetable, rice, that sort of thing, and that. So approximately 10,000 pesos every month goes to that. Utilities, and I run just one pump to pump water. I've got one down at the well. Most of the time there's no water in the well, so kind of hard to pump air. And mostly it is a fan, TV's on, electric lights in the evening. We have 2 refrigerators. Let's see, what else? I'm trying to think. You know, we've got internet, we've got a laptop computer, Wi-Fi and that, so, and it runs about 3,000 pesos a month, which is about 60 US dollars a month, in order to have the electricity, in order to be able to supply all that. The electricity here is 220, not 110 like it is in the US. It's 220 volts. So everything here, and it's 2-wire 220. You've got a hot, which is 220 volts, and you've got a ground wire. So it's 2-wire 220 volts. And let me tell you, it goes out about once or twice a week, sometimes for only minutes, sometimes for hours. So it's something after a while you just get used to living here. Okay, the TV and the internet, we have cable. okay, through the satellite signal. And of course we've got internet, Wi-Fi internet here. Those run us together about 3,500 pesos, or about 70 US dollars a month. So that'll give you an idea if you want an internet connection. We just had regular TV with an antenna for the longest time. Just this last year we got Signal, which is a satellite dish, and off the satellite, and that runs, oh, I'm trying to even think what that runs. That runs 1,000, a little over 1,000 a month. But all together with that and the internet and the Wi-Fi and everything, about 3,500 a month. And of course now, with me uploading videos, that price has probably, I'm probably spending another 1,000 to 1,500 to 2,000 a month because of all uploading in the videos, and that's not all free. You get kind of judged here by the amount of gigabytes you upload, so that costs me a little bit more money to be able to upload the videos here. Animal feed, we've got chickens, we've got pigs, and we've got dogs, okay? They have to be fed, and we feed them all store-bought food. That costs us about 10,000 pesos a month. Our major food for that is the pigs. We've got 5 females, 1 male. Those probably right there run us out of that 10,000 a month about 6,500. Oh yeah, about 6,500 pesos total for all food for the dogs and the chickens and the pigs. Runs about 10,000 pesos a month. Auto and fuel, okay, it's going to cost something to run a vehicle. We've got an old multi-cab that we run. We got to feed it with gas. It breaks down once in a while, more often than not, more often than I'd like is really what I'd like to say. It just so happens. Oh boy, lately it's been costing me a lot more than I really intended. Anyhow, and just filling it up, put gas in it. It's about, I'm trying to think, about 40 to 45 pesos a liter here for premium unleaded, and that runs us about 5,000 a month. Upkeep on the auto and running back and forth to town, the gas. Hired help, we have one hired hand here, Doro. He's been with us in March here. He's been with us for 2 years already. We pay him 300 pesos a day. He gets a lot of extra bennies. When we got vegetables, he gets vegetables. We've had a couple of our viewers help him out, sending him stuff and that. So there's a few extra bennies for him included in this. But as far as pay-wise, it's $300 a day. That comes out to about, 8,000 a month. And then Andoy's been helping us lately, so I'm figuring another 10,000 pesos a month. When you add all this up, and I got to include one category here first before I kind of add it all up, family. When you are with a girl here in the Philippines, it's just not her, it's family. And you will be expected to help the family, and by all means do so. The family ties here are much stronger than they are in the U.S., and I'm sure much stronger than they are in Europe or even in Australia. And that the family ties here are extremely small, and as a foreigner you are just expected to help out in the family, and know where to draw the line there. But there are times when they're going to ask for something, and just go ahead and do it. And that, don't let them take advantage of you. They can. Some of them will, and some of them try. You know, like I said, you have to be smart, and where you draw the line there, don't be too stiff on one side, don't be too easy on the other side. Okay, both of them are going to get you into trouble. Run a middle road here, and it's something that you need to talk over with your girlfriend or your wife that you have here. So where are we at now? If I added all this up, I'm going to come out to about 46,000 pesos a month. I told you when I moved here, the exchange rate was that. So guess what? There wasn't a lot extra to spend. Not at all. Now that the exchange rate is up to 52, I've got about an extra 5,000 to 7,000 a month I can spend on building or maintenance or whatever. Some months go by that is not possible. This last month a couple of things happened. Poof, 7,000 here, poof, 2,000 there, and all at once any money for helping around here, maintenance or upkeep or doing a little building or whatever, that all went out the window. That's just part of living here and part of the way I'm living and the way I'm used to. That is basically, like I said, what our budget is, how my 50,000 pesos goes every month, and it'll give you an idea. Again, I'm just going to quickly go down the list. Food, 10,000 pesos. Utilities, 3,000. TV and internet, 3,500. Animal feed, if you've got chickens and pigs and all that, we spend about, and dogs, spend about 10,000. Auto and fuel, approximately 5,000 pesos a month. If you need a hired hand, and we do here because there's just way too much work, 10,000 pesos a month. Family, I always figure 2,000 to 4,000 pesos a month. Some months there will be nothing, other months there will be a little bit more. When the family came here to visit us for Christmas, of course, I paid their travel expenses here. I paid their travel expenses home. I fed them when they're here. That's just something you normally do. Okay? If you start arguing about that, boy, you're gonna have it rough here, I'll tell you that. You got to learn to get along with family. So that'll give you a little bit idea what 50,000 pesos will do here. And like I said, that's basically what I call necessary living. It's not the bare bones part. If you're in the bare bones section, boy, number one, you're not going to be able to do most of this, period. You're going to be living in an apartment. You're going to be renting. You're not going to own a house, land, or anything like that. At least with what I've done, I'm able to do that. So hopefully all this will help. And if you've got any comments, please leave them on the video and that after the video. And let me know if there's any questions that you have, and I'll try to answer them. But that can kind of give you a breakdown of what I spend every month in order to be able to live here. And those costs, of course, have gone up over the last few years. I don't care where you live. Inflation is going to hit all of us, and it hits you here too, as it does everywhere else. So God bless all of you. Like and subscribe. Thanks for viewing, and we'll see you next time. And I'll be back with the do's and don'ts of living in the Philippines, and don't miss it. There's going to be some excitement here, I think.